You know, Sam's actually the star of the show.
I know, and he's missing.
And I think, like, there was someone in the comments I saw, and they're like, Sam, I love Sam. And I was like, Sam, you're the star of the show.
Yeah.
And then he just doesn't show up.
I know. He's got his own podcast now.
What is it?
It's called Sam I Am.
Some people are saying I'm sexist. I can't even be sexist. My mom's a girl. All I'm saying is that ever since we gave the women the right to vote, it's been kind of going downhill. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comfort Level Podcast. I'm sorry. Did I do it? Was I killing it?
You did, but you didn't say your name. You didn't say I'm here with
I'm Brandon, and I'm here with
Maddie.
Yeah. See, I'm taking over the show because everything's just out of whack. You know, my cousin,
The star of the show.
The
He's
one
gone.
that everybody loves.
So we have to carry the weight of what Sam was. He's alive.
Yeah, he's alive. He's
not dead or
He's
anything.
chilling.
Yeah.
So who's going to be devil advocate? Because that's what Sam is. And I can take over the complete red pill alpha male thing. I can do that.
Okay, so you'll be devil's advocate then.
I'll be both?
Well, where is the red pill coming in? Oh, you're saying we have to take 50-50 of each thing?
Maybe we should do that. That'd make more sense.
So I don't know if I could play devil's advocate.
Okay.
But I don't know how to play the red pill toxic masculine man either.
I can do that.
All right, are you embodying the Cuzzo today?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I mean, I'm kind of in his spot, and I took his mic.
Okay. So you're a car guy, Brandon, right?
Yeah.
You love your car. You've done some things to your car, customize it a little bit. Would you say you customize it a little bit?
I mean, I just did the rims, but yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, you got some interior work done.
Mm-hmm.
You got some covers on your car. You take pride. It's got a name.
It's a she, so.
She's got a name.
Beverly.
But what did you say? That's the passion in that voice.
It's my car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, imagine if I took your car and sold it to a junkyard. That's what we're dealing with the story. Am I the asshole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967? You know I love the 1967s because I wanted my 1967 Ford Mustang Cherry Red. Am I the asshole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard? It's a project, but taken to the scrapyard.
No. What's the word I'm about to say? And it's another word for immediately. I told you yesterday.
I forgot what it is. It was today. It was today at lunch.
Yeah.
It starts with an F.
Starts with O. Has an F in it.
Starts with a what?
Starts with the O. Has an F in it.
I was gonna say on God, but that's not it.
Off rip.
Off rip.
Off rip.
Asshole.
He is not in the wrong.
Okay.
There's one thing. There's like a few things you just don't touch. Like, from like a man's perspective, bruh.
And even some women.
But like, the car, not just any car, a project car.
Yeah. Working on it, putting your time and effort into it.
Time, effort. And the thing is, with project cars, like, they're usually the old school joints, right? Mm-hmm. Or, some newer sports cars that just got, just a little wrecked up.
Okay.
Old school projects?
Mm-hmm. Off rip.
Off rip.
Okay, not the a-hole.
He's not.
Am I the asshole for suing my girlfriend after she had my 1967 Impala project taken to the scrapyard? I'll try to keep this short. I had a 1967 Impala 4-door that I bought in February of 2019. A couple of months ago, I bought my first house that has a 2.5 car garage. I moved that car in and started tearing it down for complete restoration. I had the body in one bay and the chassis in another, plus the whole garage filled with parts. About 2 months ago, my girlfriend came to live with me during the whole crisis, and the whole time has hated that car. She wanted to park in the garage, but I had 2 acres of land with a lot of nice places to park under shady trees, or hell, even in the barn if it had to be inside. I tell her, tough luck, it's my house, and it's not like I can just throw it back together real quick. Anyways, I was out of town for a couple of days on a business trip for the small local company I work for. When I got back, my girlfriend was all smiles, making me food all the time, doing all the chores, all that. I thought maybe she was just happy to have me home, but then I realized I didn't see her car in its usual spot. I asked her where she parked it so I could make sure I mow that area and keep it clean, and she said not to worry about it because she parked it in the garage. I asked how, and she told me to go check it out. Turns out that while I was gone, she hired some people to come over and move everything related to that car, including the drivetrain, body, chassis, and all parts, and takes it to the local dump/scrapyard. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I had spent over $11,000 on that car, including new parts, services, and the car itself. I told her I was going to be taking her to court for that, and she brushed it off like I was being dramatic. I told her that it's done between us and to pack her things and leave. I admit I was really angry, but I did end up getting a lawyer, and I have all the receipts for all the money spent, and I have her on my house security cam letting the guys in, watching them take it all. I think I can win. Her friends and family are absolutely blowing me up, saying it's just a stupid old piece of junk, and that she cannot pay back all of the money that I spent, and then I should just let it go. But I had been putting all of my time, effort, and money into that car for 1.5 years now, and god damn it if I'm not going to get justice for what she did. Am I the asshole?
I rest my case. That, oh my, I'm angry for him.
$11,000.
Forget the money. That's passion.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of my posture changing, I don't know if you see, you should change your posture too so you can, like, oh. Whoa.
Oh, yo.
Whoa.
You know.
Okay. Okay, so yeah.
In the works, if you're interested.
Imagine you have a Sims mod, and it's a progressive Sims mod. Like, you get it blank, and then you can create whatever you want, right?
Oh, I get it.
You spend that money, right? You spend that money, but like after a while, the money's not the problem. It's like, I've created this whole world that I want to see for myself, and then I go and I take it on a flash drive and put it out there for someone else to buy.
Or you just clear it.
I just clear it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Passion will always beat the money.
Because sometimes when you put all that work into it and then something like that happens that's out of your control, I feel like you feel defeated. So you're like, because that actually did happen to me before, where I was playing The Sims and I was playing on the same save file for like a year. So like everything I'd ever done on that game was on that save file. And for whatever reason, the game had like gotten updated and it didn't save anything. It was a completely new world. It refreshed it.
EA.
And I didn't play The Sims for like 6 months because I was like, all this work that I have to rebuild from the beginning, and I don't want to do that. So I can't imagine him actually spending, I've spent a good amount of money on video games, but nowhere near $11,000. And yeah, it also just feels like it's like some sort of like trust and like, somebody that you trust to be in your house without you being there. and they take one of your most prized, precious things and throw it away because it's junk to them. But it was like a treasure or like something you need to be molded or something. It was crazy.
Man, I wonder if we have the reach enough to like, if that person was watching, bruh, I want to hug you, because you deserve more, King. That wasn't fair to you. That wasn't fair to you. It wasn't fair to me as the listener. That wasn't fair to her as the reader. I feel so sorry for that guy.
Well, there's an update.
Did he win the case?
So, I went to the police station last night and was told to come back in the morning. Just got back and filed an official report against her for grand larceny and grand theft auto. I showed them all the receipts I had for the car and the footage of her letting the guys come and take it all, as well as the title for the vehicle in my name. They said they'll be in contact with me and all three parties, me, my girlfriend, and the junkyard guys soon, and they will hopefully be able to recover some or all of my car. Just have to wait now. Huge update, they found my car. The junk guys apparently were in the middle of hiding it when the police came to ask them questions. It was on a forklift and they were going to put it on top of a pile of cars that was hidden behind more piles of cars. They said it was theirs and they had the title, but obviously they didn't have the title for it.
Lie again if you want.
And since they matched the VIN on the chassis and the body to the VIN on my title, it was obviously mine. I know at least one person there has been arrested. I think he was in the camera footage I talked about earlier, but I don't know if it was the boss or whomever, or even his specific charge. They also told me they would be looking into this specific junkyard for other vehicles reported stolen. They said they hadn't been able to get in contact with my ex yet, but they're working on it. I'm so glad they found my car. Luckily, I made quite an album of pictures detailing me tearing down the car, so I can use that to prove what parts they had that were mine, so I can hopefully get most of all of it back. Police haven't let me take it back home yet, as they say it's evidence or something, so hopefully I can get it back eventually. Thank you all so much for your support and advice. She's gonna be all right.
Because that was an emotional roller coaster for me. Like, in no way, shape, or form would I ever be in that situation, because you get like my trust 1,000% over, times over. So I know you would never do that. But that, I don't know what it was in me that just ticked, bruh. That's insane. But he got it back, like.
He got it back, and the police got there right in time as they were about to hide the car.
Hide the car. That's
shady.
What type of shady business are you running where you're hiding tow truck cars? What do you get?
Listen, they knew the gem that they had, and they were probably about to fix it up themselves or resell it again. Because who knows how much they actually got the car sold for. They probably didn't even have to pay anything. She probably just like, come pick it up. All this new stuff that he got, come pick it up.
And we have to.
I would be so upset.
Come on, we gotta give a round of applause to that. Oh, I was saying, give a round of applause to that young king for taking pictures and all that.
And being obsessed with his passion project.
Because your passion got you your whip back. Yeah.
It's like the premise of the movie Taken, but if she was a car. What did you say on the phone?
Listen to me. I will look for you. And I will find you. Little
Hide the car. Hide the car.
She seems like the type to be like, hey, by the way, the police are on the way. Like 15 minutes before they're coming. Because they were still in the process of hiding. So like they didn't get that information until late.
That is true. But I would say, maybe the police reached out, but that's true. I would say she's the type of girl to like not say anything at all and be like, that sucks for you that you guys have that. I'm cleaning my hands of this. I'm not reaching out to the police, because they didn't even get in contact with her. So how would she know to reach out to them?
Do you think police leaves voicemails?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because I've never
They'd probably
been,
be like, we'd like to talk to you regarding.
yeah, or because they also do send out like the written documents and they'll like put on your door like, hey, excuse
Hey,
me,
we coming for your ass.
you, or basically, but it's like a citation. It's like, hey, you should come down to the police station. We got some questions type
We
thing.
got some stuff on you. You're going to jail, but come in. Come in. Let's just talk.
You're going to jail. You're getting a fine.
I really think this girl, she was spiteful in the way that she was thinking, but she wasn't thinking like long term of like push him around and just, I don't know. Because she was like, oh, it's in the garage. Like, why would, she knew she really wasn't expecting him to do anything. She thought that he was like a pushover, for sure. So I really didn't think she thought about like this like thing of like revenge, but she's like, classic scary movie, I'll do it myself, you know? Am I the asshole for gaslighting my mom? Gaslighting my mom. So this literally just happened and I'm so confused. So I'm staying with my mom and we're talking about lunch. She pulled out this weird herb ravioli thing and told me I asked her for it. I told her I didn't remember asking for it at all, and she shouted at me, "Why are you gaslighting me?" And I was so confused and I said, I'm not gaslighting you, I just don't remember a conversation we had. And she kept on shouting at me that I was gaslighting her. I've locked myself in the toilet and I'm trying not to cry. I hate being shouted at and I just want to know, am I the asshole? Edit. She shouted at me a few months ago because I told her I didn't like the type of bread like 5 times and she didn't remember it, and I apparently was also gaslighting her then. She told me I was delusional and probably just dreamt telling her and I was gaslighting her. What? Sounds like it's the other way around.
The mom is gaslighting him.
What the heck? Why is it so serious?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
The mom is gaslighting him, though. That's the worst part. And he doesn't even realize.
He's just like, she thinks I'm gaslighting her. I don't know what's happening.
I think that's why I picked this. It's so crazy because, like, you're like, okay. The title, you're just like, all right, you might be a little, okay.
You're like, yeah, you're a teenager. Maybe you're lying.
And then you start reading, you're like, huh? And then the edit comes in, you're like, you're getting gaslit.
Over ravioli and bread. Don't test this woman in her kitchen. All right?
Don't test this woman at all. You gotta be a different type of crazy to say, oh, you're gaslighting me, when you're actually the one that's gaslighting.
I don't know. I'm worried. I feel like there might be something wrong with her.
Mm-hmm.
It's either she likes to make people feel crazy, or she literally thinks that either happened or didn't happen, which is a little concerning.
Either or is not good.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. That does not sound fun to live in that environment. And I don't know if it maybe was like recent, like it had just started or something, or what.
That's the other question I had. I was like, I wonder how long this has been going on.
Yeah.
Because it's like...
Because, I don't know, it seems like it's kind of a recent thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, oof. Am I the asshole for refusing to pay for my sister's husband's surgery with my inheritance college money?
I'm going to say no. You got to put you first. That sounds horrible, but let's run the story.
Context. My sister, 27, female 27, and I, 18, female, we lost our dad a year ago. He was my only parent. Mom was never in mine or my sister's life. Dad left money, an inheritance from me and my sister. She used her inheritance to get new cars, renovate her house. I live with my aunt right now because my brother-in-law didn't let me stay with my sister. I'm planning on using my inheritance money to pay for my college tuition. I've always wanted to be a doctor, but I haven't decided which branch yet. My sister and I haven't been close. It started after she got married to her chronically ill husband, who was allowed to make backhanded comments about Dad and mock his illness and make a scene at his funeral, only because he's ill and shouldn't be held accountable for his behavior. I've distanced myself, but my sister kept visiting a lot lately, venting about my brother-in-law's condition. He's been in and out of the hospital for heart problems and is in need of a surgery. She brought up my inheritance money several times, but I ended up cutting the conversation. She then straight up asked if I could help pay for her husband's surgery, and she'd pay me back in less than a year. I felt uneasy, because if I give her money for my inheritance, which is a large amount, then there's no guarantee she'll pay me back before it's time to apply for college. I'm taking a gap year, and I know my sister can't pay that much back, and I feel like I'm risking my future. I refused to help, and she had a meltdown at my aunt's house, calling me heartless, cruel, with no empathy. She said that her husband's health should be a priority, and I needed to help because education is nothing compared to somebody's health, and asked if I'd be happy to see her as a widow and my nephew with no father. My aunt suggests other ways to pay, but most of them cut my sister and her husband off. I argued that her husband's poor health isn't my fault after she kept blaming and guilt-tripping me. She kept crying, and although my aunt decided to stay out of it, she said that I should be prepared for permanent damage in my relationship with my sister if I don't help her now. She's been sending pictures and texts of her family, telling me this is what I was saying no to. A happy, healthy family with a healthy husband and father. I cried, and I felt like I was being selfish, not a good aunt and sister. I asked my friend, and he said to let them sell the cars and all the luxurious stuff that they bought to afford the surgery, and warned me if I give them money, I'll never get it back and may not be able to go to medical school.
Honestly, let nature run its course.
My God. Yo, Sam, chill. Like, you're not here, Sam, but like, chill, bro.
I had to bring that in. That was for Sam. That was
Shout
for
out
you.
to his cousin.
Shout out to my cousin, man. Let nature run its course. But
That's tough.
it's tough, but it's not your life, girl.
Yeah. What do you think about siblings that do that?
No, that's crazy to me.
Yeah.
Like, for me, I don't understand why people can't let your no be a no. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I mean, I'm sure you've seen it a few times when you're like joking, like, come on, you know you want this, and I just won't respond because it's like, I said no once. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to change my mind.
Yeah.
And I don't want to repeat myself, so that's it. Like, you don't get no words after that. But doing that, like, yo, this is what you're, like, her friend was right, though. Like, once I kind of, once you were getting, like, to the middle of the story and I was, like, seeing what they did with their inheritance, it's like, if you have all those luxurious cars, just sell the cars.
Yeah, you still have the money.
You still have the, yeah, like.
It's crazy to think that they would consider asking she would consider asking her sister for such a large amount of money instead of selling the cars and the nice house and like downsizing. Mm-hmm. Because in the same vein where she was like, are you ready to ruin this healthy family? It's like, girl, are you ready to ruin this healthy family? Like, sell your cars, sell your house. Go get the surgery.
It. You're gonna make more money.
Like, put some of it in investments to, you know, let it grow over time so you have something. But if the surgery is that important, and you don't want to let nature run its course, then go ahead and sell that stuff.
If you weren't such a material girl, maybe you'd have money for your. I'm sorry, that one was for Sam too. But no. Also, it's like you couldn't live with your sister because of him.
Yeah.
So why are you gonna
Why are you gonna give him all your money?
And then the thing that also gets me.
They live in a nice house and she can't live with them?
The thing, no, get this. She was like one of those cousins that always asking for something. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, they only come around with, hey, you know, was good.
Life's hard.
2 days later, 1 day later, that next hour, you got some money for me, man? I can't do this. It's like, oh, that's all you came for. So she did the same exact thing, but it's just a bigger scale because her husband's chronically ill. Like she said, like them separating kind of destroyed the relationship. And it's like, so she only comes back when she needs something.
Yeah.
Crazy to me. But then the aunt was also like, prepared to be, for your relationship to be like severed or whatever, but it's like, it was already messed up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, think about it. This is a question that I have for you. If you were the dad, you had 2 daughters.
We'll watch it from heaven. But wait, before we move on, what did you think? What do you think about siblings that do that? You don't give your answer.
I don't know. I think it's crazy. I have people in my family already that kind of benefit off of their siblings, and I've never had to experience it personally, but I've seen it in my family, and I've seen how like destructive giving money to family can be. You know, it like causes a lot of problems where if you say no, then they're mad at you, but if you give them the money, then the person's usually mad because they'll come back and ask for money, and like you said, it's a cousin. They'll come back and they'll ask for money again. Mm-hmm. They might pay you back. They might give you a little bit back, but they're always going to come and ask for more money. And you might not be in the position to give them money, but if you care about them, you're going to do it, which, I don't know. I'm kind of grateful that I'm like low-key heartless, so I'm not like as giving as other people in my family. So, yeah. I only say low key because I'm like, I really do it if I would if I love you, I would do it. But you said once that tie is severed, you know, I ain't got no problem saying anything.
Hey, dang, that's tough.
That's
money
real tough.
tight over here too, cuz.
So yeah.
Tight in a different facet.
Right.
I'm the dad in heaven, but God gave me the chance to just appear on the shoulder like an
He's
angel.
like, look at your kids. Look at your kids.
Go handle
get
that.
'em.
Handle that, man. Handle that. And I'm like, all right, bad, cool. I get to pop up on their shoulder.
Right.
Right.
And you got to think about it from the perspective of these are your kids, like you love them. There's like no bias with them. You want the best for both of them.
I don't think the bias is with the kid though.
Is with the brother-in-law?
Yeah. That's where I'm like, I mean, humanity, go get your future type thing, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like you cause a rift in a bond that's never supposed to, like those two are supposed to be there for each other at this point. So the fact that she's like to the point where she's like having to question it, it's like, okay, something didn't go right.
Yeah.
It's someone, chronically ill one, got in the mix. It made it a little hard.
Yeah.
Now you can't make these logical decisions. It's all got to be emotion based. So it's like, that's just, I don't know.
I think that brings up another topic that kind of freaks me out is when you have somebody in your family that you care about that meets somebody that pulls you away from the family. Mm-hmm. And they choose that person over the family. Like, oh man. I would hate to be in her shoes because she obviously cares about her sister because she's saying, you know, she's crying over the decision. She feels bad, but she also understands that like it's her money. So I feel like she's hearing the advice of like her friends. I agree. I don't think she should give the money because I don't think she's going to get it back.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say compromise. She doesn't give it all back. I mean, she doesn't give all the money. She doesn't even get what the sister's asking for. She gives her own, from her money, she gives her own set amount because she's going to school, right? Mm-hmm. She gives her own set amount. Then over that summer, she can work, you know, try to build that back up. So she'll have enough to at least start. I
wouldn't even do that.
But it's like, not even like a substantial amount. Like,
you're talking about giving the sister money?
Yeah, just like, I don't know, like,
let's say let's say the trust was like $500,000. Because if you think about it, being a doctor, that's a lot of money. If you're going to go to a good school, it's probably going to be like, let's just say, she said it's a significant amount of money. It's enough for her to go to college, but then it's also enough to be an inheritance. You know, at least $250,000 to, let's say, if it was a $1 million life insurance thing, there's 2 kids, and that's $500,000. The sister was able to buy cars. She was able to buy houses, not houses, but like really fix up her house. Or it's like $150,000. So it could be $250,000. Sorry, it could be $500,000 or $250,000. That's a lot of money. How much money are you planning on giving?
$1K.
Okay, but like thinking about surgery, like surgery itself, depending on the surgery, could be $50,000 to $75,000.
Money tight, cuz.
Well, then I wouldn't even give any of the money because of her example of saying that they are not willing to sell their assets. They're just willing to take from her. So I'm like, no, dude, like, if they sold everything and they said, and she still needed money, maybe. Yeah. But they're not willing to sell anything. So I'm like, no.
If they were selling things, yeah, I think that's the route I would take. If they sold things and they still couldn't get there,
yeah,
$1K, money tight.
Maybe $10K. But yeah, she's not the asshole.
No, not at all.
That's a tough thing. That's your sister.
But your future.
But if like you're saying, like this man is like kind of tearing apart that rift and that bond has already been torn, then no, like look out for yourself. Sadly,
I gotta put me first.
Right. They didn't look after you when your dad died. You don't have your mother in your life. They did not look after you when your dad died. That's what siblings are supposed to do. Yeah. If you don't have parents in your life, you got to have your family to take care of you. And considering the fact that they were not willing to take you in their luxury house with their nice multiple cars, go ahead and sell your cars to take care of that surgery. And don't text me saying, look at this family that you're ruining. Blocked. You're blocked.
But I think the other thing too that's going to make it interesting is seeing the choice she makes and like how that affects like how the auntie looks at her. Yeah. Because it's like, dang, now you got to dip, like for real. Like you got to get out of the auntie's house. You got to get out of all that. But that's cool too, because if she goes to the medical school, she going to have a dorm. It all works out. Yeah. And thankfully her dad seems like he left her enough money where she could live off that for a few years if need be, potentially. So top comment, he said, let them sell the cars and all the luxurious stuff they bought to afford the surgery, and warned me if I give them money, I'll never get it back and may not be able to go to medical school. Your friend is correct. You'll never get the money back because sis isn't willing to give up her luxurious lifestyle. She chose how to spend her inheritance, didn't save for a rainy day, and isn't entitled to yours because of her poor financial planning. Not the asshole. And that's that on that. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode. Actually, sorry. This is all you. Oh. I do the outro?
I mean, you did the intro.
Oh, I did the intro. I'm doing the outro too. That's crazy. Thank you guys for joining us for another episode of the Comfort Level Podcast. We appreciate you guys so much. We love you. Thank you for how many on TikTok?
Over 16,000 on TikTok. As of filming, we are like a month ahead.
16,000 on TikTok. How many on YouTube? Like
600. 600 on YouTube, and recently we've grown a lot on Instagram, like almost 13,000. So thank you so much for all the growth. Yes. And hopefully we can keep giving you guys videos that you really enjoy. And that's that.
Yeah, we love you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.